Tonight on the program, an interview with Associate Professor Thanaporn Setabrahmana on the Move For Party dissolution case and Thai politics. Then we have Miss Supranational Thailand on her career and LGBTQ rights. And the fourth installment of our series on Thai-Cambodian relationships, where we talk to a Cambodian student who received a scholarship from Thailand. Sawadee-ka, I'm Nad Bunag and welcome to This Week with Thai PBS World. We begin tonight with Thai politics. All eyes are on the future of the Move For Party as the Constitutional Court is about to begin its deliberation on whether the main opposition party should be dissolved after it was found guilty of attempting to overthrow the constitutional monarchy. The Constitutional Court revealed on Wednesday that it is scheduled to begin deliberations on the Move For Party's dissolution case on Tuesday, June 18th. It also ordered the Election Commission to submit a list of its evidence by Monday. The court did not respond to the Move For Party's submission of additional evidence. This is being interpreted as meaning that the court has rejected the party's additional evidence in its defense of the Election Commission's demand for the party to be dissolved and all its executive committee members to be barred from politics for 10 years. This came after the Move For Party was found guilty in January of attempting to overthrow the constitutional monarchy with its election campaign pledge to amend the lèse-majesté law. According to the party, the law has often been used as a political weapon to silence those who hold opposing views. The Move For Party submitted its rebuttal statement to the court on June 4th. Last Sunday, Pitha Limcharoenrat, former party leader turned chief advisor to the Move For Party, announced its intent to challenge the Constitutional Court's jurisdiction and authority. One of the main points is that the Constitutional Court does not have the authority to dissolve the party or to ban its executives from politics for 10 years because the Constitution does not grant it such powers. He also argued that the Election Commission's complaint is unlawful because the Move For Party was not given a chance to defend itself against the original charge that it had attempted to overthrow the constitutional monarchy. Meanwhile, the Election Commission's chairman responded to Pitha's claim that their complaint to the court is unlawful. He explained that the commission submitted the complaint in accordance with related regulations. Therefore, the commission believes it is not legally obliged to inform the Move For Party beforehand. And many critics believe that the future of the Move For Party is not looking too bright. On this matter, I had a chance to talk to a political science lecturer at Chulalongkorn University about how he perceives the situation, especially the future political landscape and whether the Move For Party will be disbanded by the Constitutional Court. Will June 18th be Judgment Day for the Move For Party? The Constitutional Court is scheduled to begin its deliberations on whether to disband the party and debar its executives from politics for 10 years, following the court's ruling in January that they had attempted to overthrow the constitutional monarchy with their election campaign pledge to amend Thailand's lèse-majesté law. Thanaporn Setabrahmana, a political science lecturer at Chulalongkorn University, commented on the party's decision to challenge the court's jurisdiction and authority to dissolve the main opposition party. He feels that the party is not trying to defend their election campaign pledge, but is pointing out the foundational flaws in terms of the Constitutional Court's jurisdiction and the Election Commission's complaint to the Charter Court.
What they are trying to do is a very loyally approach to the case. They try to point out some irregularities, some shortcomings of the case, procedural unfairness, to convince the court to dismiss their case. And this is very important because they try to point out a very foundational flaw of the Constitutional Court's way of doing things, which is the court always have a very low standard of proof. Constitutional court often they try to they stick to the much lower standard, convincing preponderance standard of proof. So what Move Forward trying to do is to point out that actually in the party dissolution case, the court has to raise the standard of proof up. It's not just like there's some convincing evidence, but the court has to prove beyond reasonable doubt that Move Forward really deliberately want to overthrow the democratic regime. So that's how I read the defense. It's not a policy statement. There's nothing fancy about it. If you read it, they didn't touch on a lèse majesté, good or bad, why we should amend it. Nothing. They try to point out that the election commission's procedure was wrong. The court need a much higher standard.
In fact, the future of the Move Forward party is not looking bright. Even though its chief advisor, Pitha Limcharoenrat, promised that they will come back stronger if the party is dissolved, the political science lecturer predicts that a rocky road lies ahead of them.
So there's a much longer concern into a future. If they're disbanded, could they keep the team together, keep all the MPs together? Some of them might be swayed by offers from other parties. Some of them might be thwarted by a chance of legal actions, for example. And I mean, for the past decade, it has been shown that Pheu Thai couldn't withstand this kind of judicial harassment. They got disbanded twice as Thai Rak Thai party and People Power party. And when it come to Pheu Thai, they never been disbanded, but there's always been threatened by party dissolution, and eventually they lower their stance, right? They give in, they negotiate, and eventually they just submit to the elite, if you use that word, right? So that's a much longer concern. People have to observe whether Move Forward gonna fall, they're gonna give up, give in, and become another Pheu Thai party. Right? So that's the much longer concern. Party dissolution becomes a tool, not to protect democracy, but become a tool for authoritarian leaders to suppress the opposition. Right? And Thailand's story follows this trajectory as well. I mean, you see that all the democratic parties that has been disbanded. Let's go back to the beginning. The court has very low standard of proof. The law is very harsh. Any minor infraction leads to party dissolution. So that leaves very little discretion on the court, right? But the court themselves is very not careful about using that and try to expand the reading of the law. So given the history, I mean, I think a lot of people are convinced that Move Forward going to be disbanded.
Meanwhile, a group of ASEAN parliamentarians have called on the international community to monitor the ongoing legal case against the Move Forward party, stating that democracy in Thailand is backsliding due to dubious interpretations of laws employed to target politicians of the opposition camp. The chairman of the U.S. Senate Foreign Relations Committee also stated that he is deeply concerned over the Move Forward party's case and urged Thai authorities to ensure fair treatment for the party and to respect the will of the Thai people who voted for its candidates. Nad Bunag reporting for Thai PBS World. And that was Associate Professor Kem Tong's perspective on the political landscape. And now let's have a look at the other stories in our weekly roundup. The Bangkok Metropolitan Administration is to tighten up rules on the trading of animals at Jatujak Market's pet zone by requiring traders to apply for licenses from both the BMA and the Livestock Development Department. This follows a devastating fire in the pet zone early Tuesday morning, which caused the deaths of an estimated 5,000 animals. A person who possesses one methamphetamine pill or 100 milligrams of crystal methamphetamine will now be considered to be a drug user. The government's deputy spokesman explained that the idea to cut down the amount of the two illegal narcotics in the possession of any individual is an attempt to reduce the large number of small-scale drug dealers. The Election Commission has put in place a Plan B in case the Constitutional Court rules that 4 articles in the Senate election law are unconstitutional. An election commissioner reiterated that the provincial-level selections of senators will proceed this Sunday, but declined to explain what the Plan B would entail, saying that they will wait for the ruling on Tuesday. The Bank of Thailand's Monetary Policy Committee has decided to retain the policy rate at 2.50% for the 4th consecutive time, despite repeated calls from the government to reduce it by 0.25% to help borrowers. Meanwhile, the Thai economy is projected to expand by 2.6% this year as the economic growth is being driven by stronger than expected domestic demand in the first quarter, continued recovery in tourism, and the acceleration of fiscal budget disbursement during the second quarter.
And now in this episode of Empowering Thai Women, we talk to Kasama Sutrong, Miss Supranational Thailand 2024, who will be representing the country in the international pageant in Poland.
If I'm going to answer like a beauty queen, I would say, I want to do my best, but inside my heart, deep down in my heart, I would love to bring the crown back to Thailand. So it's going to be the second crown for a Thai beauty queen. Yes, so I want to be that representative to do my best on every challenge to make Thai people proud.
A strong statement by Kasama Sutrong, Miss Supranational Thailand 2024, who will be representing the country at the Global Miss and Mr. Supranational competition in Poland, the finals of which will take place in July. If Kasama wins, she will become the second Thai representative following Antonia Porcel, who won the Miss Supranational crown back in 2019. Before she was named Miss Supranational Thailand, Kasama competed in several pageants, including Miss Grand Thailand and Miss Universe Thailand. This was why she says that winning Miss Supranational will be her last shot, as she's getting too old for beauty competitions.
It was a very tough journey, but I'm the person who never stopped improving myself. I always develop myself to reach the highest potential. And this passion, I know that it's going to be my last, so I push everything that I had throughout this journey. If you want to end the competition, you must win. You must get a big crown. You must make the people who support you all the time proud, such as my fans, my managers, and especially me. I have to make myself proud.
As to how she would present her national identity on the international stage, Kasama says she will bring the simplest asset, possibly to reinforce the country's reputation as the land of smiles.
One thing that I ask my friends is, how do you love Thailand and why do you like Thailand? Everyone said it's about the smile, it's about the hospitality, it's about the kindness that they give to other people. So I want to express how I am to all the friends in Miss Supranational and the organization as well. So the Thailand, and the biggest one is that we have the national costume, and I would love to present that to everyone to see the beauty of Thailand. So my inspirational national costume is from the temple in northern part of Thailand.
Nowadays, many beauty pageants, both local and international, are placing more importance on diversity, allowing contestants to join the competition regardless of their sexual orientation or marital status. Kasama says she's pleased to see that beauty pageants are making such changes to promote inclusivity.
I'm so grateful that many pageants right now are more diverse. We accepted LGBTQ, we accept any title on the competition, and it's kind of uplift our LGBTQ society and the pageantry. So I really do appreciate it that people make a big move on this change.
Meanwhile, Kasama also mentioned that many of her fans who have been sending her their love and support throughout her journey as a beauty queen are from the LGBTQ community. To honor them, Kasama wants to make step-by-step changes with the LGBTQ community to provoke positive changes. At the same time, Kasama also hopes to see marriage equality being legalized in Thailand, as she believes that the legislation will drive a more equal and fair society for all genders.
Because when it's come to love and when it's come to a partnership, it shouldn't be matter what gender are you. And I've been reading a lot and watched a lot of news that one partner, they are a part of LGBTQ, wanted to get married, but unfortunately, one of the partners get into a hospital, but the partner cannot sign anything because they're not married. So one thing that I want to promote and I want to uplift this society is that when it's come to love, people can get married no matter what title they are, because at the end of the day, when you want to stay together, it's all about just two people. So it would be better if like this law, the same-sex marriage, could pass that. As a beauty queen, I want to say that thank you so much for your love, your support, and think that like you always be there for me no matter where I've been, like whether Miss Grand, Miss Universe, or even Miss Supra. But as a human, I would love to say that I am so proud of you, that you've been fighting so hard to get the right that you deserve, and I always here for you and support all of your journey. And I hope that in the future there will be a very good news for all of us as we are equal. I really hope so.
And now we turn to Cambodia. Thai PBS World has been talking to Cambodian scholarship students to understand the challenges they face living in a country which is frequently embroiled in online disagreements with their own, how these issues impact their lives, and how their views about the world have changed.
ก็รู้สึกว่าโชคดีมากที่ได้เลือกไปเรียนที่นั้นได้รับทุนไปเรียนอะไรตอนแรกเราคิดว่าไม่เป็นไรหรอกวัฒนธรรมคล้ายกันอาหารการกินก็ไม่ต่างกันมากแต่พอไปสัมผัสจริงๆอ่ะมันไม่ใช่มันแบบมันมีรายละเอียดอีกเยอะมากที่แบบมันต่างกันอ่ะมันไม่ใช่เหมือนกันเหมือนที่เราเห็นเนี่ย
For me, I like the most is like the people. They are friendly and even our appearance is look similar to each other. That I don't really feel like I'm living in foreigner. I feel at home.
All of them graduated in Thailand after receiving scholarships under Her Royal Highness Princess Mahachakri Sirinthorn's education project for the Kingdom of Cambodia. This initiative grants full scholarships to Cambodian students who have exhibited outstanding academic performance, allowing them to pursue higher education at Thai universities.
Everything was conducted in Thai. The teachers speak in Thai, everything in Thai. And for me, I don't know anything about Thai language.
Living abroad, even in a neighboring country, they face huge difficulties and culture shock, let alone the language barrier and unique Thai style freshman welcoming ceremonies.
ใส่ตอนแรกช่วงแรกๆรู้สึกว่าซึมเศร้าฉันแบบรู้สึกว่าแบบตัวเองตัดสินใจถูกหรือเปล่าที่มาเรียนอะไรประมาณนี้คือแบบมันกดดันมากคือแบบสิ่งที่อยากที่สุดคือรับน้องอะรู้สึกว่าตัวเองอะปีหนึ่งอะคือแบบกดดันกับภาษาอยู่แล้วอะภาษาไทยคือแบบฟังไม่ค่อยรู้เรื่องไปเจอภาษากฎหมายภาษาของนักข่าวอ่านข่าวอะไรประมาณนี้รู้สึกว่ามันหนักแล้วต้องเอาเวลาที่แบบเลิกเรียนแล้วก็ต้องมารับน้องอีกแล้วทุกวันเป็นแบบนั้นแล้วรู้สึกแบบกลัวมากคือแบบตื่นมาเราต้องไปเจออะไรอีกแล้วอ่ะ
In spite of their efforts to adapt to the Thai environment, online tensions between Thai and Cambodian netizens over cultural ownership added another layer of stress. These conflicts inevitably affected them. From time to time, they were discriminated against only because of the issues on the internet.
มีบางคนเขาตอนแรกเขาคิดว่าเราเป็นคนจีนหน้าตาของเราก็ไม่ได้เป็นคนกัมพูชาขนาดนั้นเขาก็แบบพูดคุยกับเราปกติมาทักทายพอคุยสักพักเขาถามว่าเราเป็นคนประเทศไหนคนจีนหรือเปล่าเราบอกเขาว่าไม่ใช่ค่ะหนูเป็นคนกัมพูชาเขาก็รู้สึกเขาก็แบบรีแอคมาเลยว่ามันประมาณไหนแล้วก็การพูดคุยก็ไม่เหมือนเดิมเท่าไหร่
แต่มันจะมีกลุ่มเพื่อนบ้างเขาจะพูดหนูก็ตอบว่าฉันมาเนี่ยมาเพื่อเรียนศึกษาไม่ได้มาอยากมาขัดแย้งอะไรทั้งนั้นอะไรประมาณนี้ค่ะพี่ใช่ไม่พูดเยอะพ่อมาทำงานเราก็เจออุปสรรคอีกแต่มันก็แบบเราเจอมาแล้วก็ทำงานได้อะไรประมาณใช่
Despite having faced some difficult situations, they describe their experiences in Thailand as generally positive, with more pleasant memories than bitter ones. Most importantly, they have been able to apply the skills and knowledge gained in Thailand to their benefit.
Before, when I say something, I just feel like it is easy to say. But after I study more, I feel like we cannot say anything without evidence. It reminds me to the quote saying like, the more you learn, the more you don't know. So it brought then my idea and shift my paradigms in terms of thinking as well, and in terms of conducting the research and seize the problem as well. This is all the things that I can learn from Thais.
ส่วนที่หนูได้มามากคือ soft skill ค่ะพี่ตอนแรกหนูค่อนข้างที่จะ introvert นิดนึงแล้วก็ไม่ค่อยคุยแล้วก็ไม่กล้าแสดงออกเท่าไหร่แต่ทีนี้ไปอยู่ที่ไทยเขาก็มีหลักสูตรที่สอนให้เราแบบนำเสนอสอนให้เราแสดงความคิดเห็นอะไรประมาณนี้ใช่ค่ะแล้วก็ soft skill แล้วก็การใช้ที่เป็นมารยาทหรือว่าใช่มารยาทที่ดีอะไรแบบสอนเราให้ treat ผู้อื่น
Marinette expressed her disapproval of how people form negative stereotypes about all Cambodians based on the actions of a few disliked individuals online. Having said that, she pointed to the stark contrast between these online disagreements and real-life experiences in Thailand.
แล้วก็แบบต่างกันมากแบบพ่อค้าแม่ค้าแล้วก็อาจารย์พนักงานทั่วไปหรือว่าเพื่อนพวกหนูอะไรนี่แบบเขาก็แบบให้ความแบบใส่ใจกับพวกหนูแล้วก็เอ็นดูพวกหนูมากแล้วก็ใจดีใช่ไม่เหมือนกับในออนไลน์ที่ตัวแยงแล้วก็ถ้าในออฟไลน์เราก็จะได้พูดคุยกันแล้วก็แชร์กันแบบได้ดีขึ้นเป็นแบบเขาเรียกว่าความรู้แบบลึกซึ้งแล้วก็เข้าใจกันแล้วก็ไม่มีอะไรที่ขัดแย้งกันเลยใช่ค่ะก็เลยแบบดีมากในสังคมออฟไลน์อะพี่
ก็คือจากประสบการณ์ของน้องน้ำเนี่ยในโลกความเป็นจริงเนี่ยเราเป็นมิตรกันอยู่มากเลย
ใช่ค่ะ
แตกต่างจากโลกออนไลน์คนละเรื่องเลย
ใช่ค่ะหรือว่าหนูยังไปเจอคนที่อยู่ในออนไลน์เหมือนกัน
Looking on the bright side, perhaps these online disagreements encourage us to think differently and find common ground to learn from each other.
ปกติแต่ละประเทศเราก็จะมีความเป็นส่วนตัวของเราเองแต่เนี่ยประเทศเราทั้งสองประเทศมันจะมีวัฒนธรรมที่คล้ายกันเนี่ยทำให้คนกัมพูชากับคนไทยเข้าใจผิดกันว่าคนเอาของฉันไปนะฉันเอาของคนไปนะอะไรประมาณนี้คือมันจะมีแบบทะเลาะในโซเชียลมีเดียอะไรเงี้ยแต่ถ้าเรามองกลับมาแล้วหากเราศึกษาแล้วเรียนรู้วัฒนธรรมซึ่งกันและกันว่าเราจะรู้ชัดเลยว่าถึงแม้ว่าเราจะมีวัฒนธรรมที่คล้ายกันแต่เราก็จะมีเอกลักษณ์หนึ่งที่ไม่เหมือนกันเลยใช่ค่ะก็ประมาณนี้ก็จะมองชัดเจนเลยค่ะประมาณนี้ค่ะพี่
And in this episode of Waltz, Minnie Natasha talks to a Thai conductor who aims to reach the younger generation with classical music and the use of animation.
The role of the podium is something the audience would not see.
In reality, is that intense?
I think it's quite intense. prepare yourself the best, and then do your best.
Okay.
Orchestra plays classical pieces harmonized with various instruments. The conductor standing on the podium, waving the baton, leading the tempo. What's the role of conductor? What's behind those who conduct musical masterpieces in front of thousands of people? And when various musical genres collide, being a conductor might be one of the most nerve-wracking jobs.
So my name's Thanapol Setabrahmana. I'm the instructor of conducting at the College of Music, Mahidol University. I'm also the assistant music director of the Thailand Philharmonic Orchestra, or TPO for short.
Could you talk about a journey of TPO?
So the TPO, or Thailand Philharmonic Orchestra, is actually one of a few professional full-time symphony orchestra in this country, in Thailand.
When talking about merging musical genres like classical and pop, if the orchestra struggles with musical passage, the conductor is there to help them get through the rehearsal and shape the musical style.
So you did a bunch of things. I want to know what's the difference between conducting a classical piece and this kind of more pop, more modern piece?
It is style. Usually when we do perform classical music, most musicians will have a general idea of what it should sound like. Conductor's responsibility to work in any way.
Time investment is crucial in order to convey musical pieces, and there is no easy way except to review the music scores multiple times to make it perfect, which requires mental energy to deal with nervousness and anxiety.
Composers, sometimes they spend their time composing this work, many years. I think it's fair. It is fair that we actually spend some time to get to know, the labor of their love, right?
Okay, and we had a talk off the camera. I watched some film about conductor, and it's so intense. In reality, is that intense?
Well, I think I think it's quite intense because the energy that you put on learning a piece, right? And actually, in your training years, it's actually quite intense.
How can you cope with all this intensity?
You need to manage. I need to admit that it takes a lot of mental energy and mental practice. You need to prepare for the best. You prepare yourself the best, and then do your best.
Okay.
Orchestra is actually in our daily life. Really, but you don't see it. For example, if you go to movie theater and watching a Hollywood film, at least that's the orchestra in the background already.
Apart from classical music and pop, there is also a symphonic anime.
Is that a personal interest over there?
Sure. So one of our most successful concerts in terms of audience,
right,
of the TPO is what we call them symphonic anime. So anime is a term for Japanese animation. So it's called anime, right, for short, right? Perform many kinds of music.
A concert performed by a symphony orchestra is comparable to an art exhibition. Going to a concert is much more than just appreciating the music, but it is a carefully curated event that offers the audience the best experience.
For me to create a show, to produce a show or to create a concert, it's like you created a art exhibition. In a way, you are creating the future's historical artifacts.
So the treasure in art is the priority of our generation as well.
Right. So I think it's, so for me, in a way, the duty of artists, and especially the one who curate all these art exhibitions, is also to not only to tell the stories, but also to bring the light to all these treasure.
And that wraps up tonight's edition of This Week with Thai PBS World. Join us every Friday at 10:30 p.m. only on Thai PBS. And don't forget to follow us on social media and our website, thaipbsworld.com, for all the latest updates about Thailand as well as analyses. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. สวัสดีค่ะ